All right, after a much of a long wait, and finally, it's that video that you have been waiting for much of a time. So, how was my make my trip interview experience, and what was a complete process, and what are the questions were asked, and like everything in this video you're going to see. And for the resource and preparation, and what are the resources like I use, and what was the plan, like what I did. Video will be coming means after 1 or 2 weeks, so make sure that you subscribe the channel for more. So all right, begins. So like these are like what are the make my trip I just got through on campus placements. So on campus, and you know everything. So in on-campus placement, like the company came, and then like we just need to register. Then the next step was like a resume, means like a shortlisting. So resume based shortlisting was done. So around like a 300 students were selected. So in this resume based shortlisting, like they had seen like overall our academics CGPA. So I had a 9 plus a good like a CGPA. So like they just selected 9 plus students, and they were like eligible for online assessment. So like after once like a shortlisting was done, then like we had like a list of students, those were selected for online assessment test. So in that online assessment test, it was like on a hacker rank platform. So it was like in that like few questions for an MCQ. So these MCQs were based on a DSA, then a programming, and like few questions were based on networking, then a DBMS and operating system. So core subjects like, and make my trip just came for us as a software developer. So for SD role only, like it has a came. So it was like a sure that like core subjects would be only there for like MCQ pattern, and generally if they may ask a aptitude question also, like it's depend. And two coding questions were there. So first question was about like a dynamic programming. So it was easy and a decent kind of like medium level of questions. And second was on one second. Oh, and second question was string patterns, kind of like, so in that like we need to modify string, and just give it in a, like a proper representation form of time. So it was like easy and like good question. So these two questions were there for me, and then so like I just saw the both questions, and then after a few days, like there was like a shortlisting. So in this shortlisting, like around 25 or 30 students were selected for the interview process. So after that, like we just had an interview. So now I'll be telling you like what was like interview experience. So first round, so there was a basically two round were conducted. So round one we'll be discussing. So round one, like first the interviewer came, and then he just told me to share my screen, and he just started. He told me that like what all the projects you did, and explained me about one project in detail. Like he told me to open a notepad, and like you just explain me that what your all your projects used to do. So it's much of an important that what are the like projects you are building it. So build it like a unique, and like it should be like interesting, so that it shouldn't be like a copy paste or something, like it should be unique. So I what we just made one of like a unique project. So our project was like that through our university ID card, we just can transfer money. So we just made this project. So it was like interesting, and interview got like interest. So he just went into the two depth, like what are the tech stack you would be using, how like you are storing database, and what are the features, and like he had asked me many of the questions. Then he just moved to the next project, like what are the new frameworks projects did you read. So I just did with the one 3GS, like one library I've been using of JavaScript, and then the next JS, and like little bit of React.js, and that all stuff. Like I had built one like AI customization, means you just need to write prompt and on 3D model, like of your t-shirts, like new designs would be coming on it. So like this is one kind of I had made one project. So I just explained him about it. And then almost around 30 minutes, 30 to 40 minutes was just over, and just we had a 1 hour interview schedule. So then like afterwards he felt like that that I'm a much good command in a web development. So like he just wanted to test my I'm will able to code anything or not. So he just asked me that do you know to-do list? So I just said that I know, sir. So he just told me that what are like how used to be to-do list and like what are the features and everything. So I just explain him like this is we can just add on it and then we can just display a time. Then like one layout I had a my share screen, so I just open paint and just like drawn each and every structure and show him like that like this way we can present it. And like if you want like a data to be stored, then we can just connect with a database also and then store all the data according to date wise and time wise, that like this way we can show. So I just explained him. Then suddenly like there was pause for 30 seconds and he just told me that Aarsh, just open a like any development ID and start a developing. Just do a simple thing, just make a basic of a thing that as you click on a plus button, the what are the like a to-do list item you are taking it, it should be added into the list, and if you remove, then it should be removed. Just a make of a basic of a thing, and then we will be like I'll be giving you like a 20-30 minutes and you just code it. So he was also there on live offer screen, and then I asked him like what are the things I need to be taking care of it and everything. So I just asked him and just clear my all doubts. So he told me that you can just open any of our ID. So I just went to the Google and just open one of an like online compiler for running of an web development. It was like I knew pretty well, so but I just opened it. Then I just wrote about HTML and CSS code and JavaScript. Like I was just implementing it. Then I didn't expected that like web development like JavaScript and everything. Like I had a very good command in DSA and Java programming. Like DSA I used to do in a Java, so I knew that like DSA question they will be asking it. So I was just doing it. But like JavaScript, I wasn't prepared. I know the, like basic of JavaScript, like to declare variables and like to see it. But I actually like I didn't had a did a revision. Like so I didn't knew about it. So just it was like unexpected thing. But like I wrote a few of things, and I was also like I declared one of a list, and like I was fetching it the data from like one of it form and then storing it into the list. So like I got stuck in between. So the interview was like he was like observing, and while like I was coding, while I was coding, so I used to like explain that interview. That's why I'm doing this, and like we can just fetch data, we can just post data this way. That I'm making designs and everything. So while the coding, I was like just explaining. So he thought that like I was doing like something, and then like I got stuck in between. So he just said that Arsh, like you can just go on a Google and like you can just see the like syntax, like whatever the syntax you just wanted to say. So I went on the Google and like I went and searched like how to declare that syntax and everything. I just searched it, and then finally like I implemented add function it, and then like for delete also I was just writing the function, but the time of an interview was like much of more extended. So it was around 1 hour and 30 minutes or 35 minutes were already done, and like interview was running out of time. So he just told me that ask whatever the code you have written, you just send me in our teams so that I will be later reviewing it later, and then like if you are selected for the next round, we'll be letting you know through the email. So he just went away, and then this was a round one. So key takeaways are like you should be like a for anything like I didn't expected about a JavaScript, but they just did it. So and I was thinking that like mostly like they would be asking what tell me about yourself and DBMS and OS and core subject question, but they didn't ask me anything about this, and like it was like completely unexpected. So after that I got like a selection list, and I was selected for the next round. So for the next round, like it was also like completely unexpected. Like the interviewer just came, he just asked me what's your name and from which college you are and what your branch. He just asked me this much, and then he started. He also like what he did, he just took my email address and just like share a one Google Docs. So in the Google Docs, he just wrote just a three statement that friend one is giving means he just wrote F1 arrow F2, then colon and 1000 rupees, and F2, F3, and then wrote 2000 and F1 and arrow and F3 colon 3000 rupees. So just these three like lines were written, and he told me that how would you solve this problem. So like first off, initially I thought that this question would be like, this is like a simple puzzle, but I thought that like how like and once I upon like I also thought about like this is like a database question, like a functional dependency, like F1 and F1 we used to take. So I thought just thought about it, but like it wasn't that. So I thought that this is a puzzle. So like, and he told me that this three statement are there, you need to optimize these three transaction into two. So how you would be doing it? So I just thought simple that a friend would not be giving a friend to money this much and then friend it directly, so it would be done. But it wasn't like that. He told me that how you would be implementing if you wanted to implement, then how you would be writing a programming and everything. So like he just told me. So I just got a hint that it would be like I need to solve through and like a data structure algorithm. So then I thought about it, and like I also like took time that how we can do like this, we can do. So I just thought about it that this question can be solved using like a array also, like a linked list also, or a graph also. But array and linked list like wasn't suitable for this, so I just went through the graph work. So like for F1 and F1 F2, and like I thought about as a node, and like what money it was like a transferring. I thought as a agent, like I told the interview about this, so like he just thought upon it, and like yeah it's a proper, so you just go on continue. So he just asked me to write like a proper code for it. So I just wrote a like a complete code for it, and like then explain like what like this would be happening and all those things. So it was like pretty good. And like for this also round two interview was scheduled for like around 1 hour. Then he just went and asked like a basic about system design also, like what is a caching, then what how DNS work, and how you would be reducing this fetching of our data. So what are the different type of servers, so what are the different type of servers you would be using it. So every type of like system design basic, like partitioning and scaling and everything, like basic terms like you might be aware of it. So he just asked me about that, and then like later like five minutes were only left, so he just like copy pasted one of questions he might be having like from somewhere. So he just copy pasted one of a question, and like he told me to solve. But the question was like a simple aptitude like problems, like puzzle type of question. So I just solved it, and like presented him a solution. Like he just gave me like a 1 minute to think on it, and he just told to me present. So I just presented him a solution, and then like interview was over, and like he told that I asked him how was the feedback. So like he told that he just went and he told the interviewer told me that HR would be letting you know. So then like he just went away. I told that thank you sir. And then afterwards, like after like 4 to 5 days, like finally the selection list was there, and no like HR call was there for me. And like then like later on, like after 1 or 2 months, like offer letter like were roll out, and like then a joining date was announced, and everything, and like I have joined the company. So this was like a interview experience. So you should be prepared like and you should be like confident enough so that you can just answer any of our questions, and you should be prepared well so that anything can expecting like it won't be like always possible that like what are the interview experience there often like previous year, or like any other one, but it won't be same, like because every time a new interviewer would be coming for taking your interview, so it would be unexpected. So this was like completely unexpected for me. This was also my first of an interview that we just I just cracked a company, and pretty much good. So this was all about my interview experience. Hope that you also had a great interview experience. That's pretty much. And comment me down what are the queries you have, and make sure that you subscribe the channel so that you won't miss what are the resources I have been followed for cracking a product based company, that is a Make My Trip. So See you in the upcoming video.